Jump into our second series. It's time for Classic and KeeN to go head to head in this best of 3 in the SGL Cup. I really love this cup. It's really kind of awesome. So just again, before we go into this, thank you very much again, Things Gaming, for the sub. Can we get some love in the chat, please, guys? I already saw a lot of you guys putting it in, but thank you very much. Do appreciate it. And thank you. Now, again, like, I love this cup. It's so great, and we've seen so many good matches from the SGL over the past few events. And this one is no different. Obviously, after this, we're going to have Classic versus Innovation. Make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to be great. But for now, Classic KeeN will give us a bit of a warm-up PvT. And again, we've got 6 best of 3s in total for you guys today. So this is the second of those. We're running a little bit slow. We're about an hour in for one best of 3. It's pretty long. Hopefully, we can speed up a little bit here and keep things rolling. Otherwise, we might just miss like the last series of the day or so. But again, I'm here to bring you guys as many matches as possible, and I'm just doing my best to be able to do that for you guys. So, doing my best, trying to bring you guys the games, and again, I mean, you guys understand. You're all very nice. You all understand. But again, thank you for the sub. Just before you choose players again, obviously subbing a great way to support the channel. Do appreciate it. I did not send the replays out the other day like I meant to last night because I got caught up fixing my computer. Then I was like, crap, I need to go pack to leave the weekend. And I completely forgot to do the replay pack. So as a bonus, today's replays will get sent out to subs on Sunday, as well as the rest of the matches from the Late Fang Cup, etc. last week for the November replay pack. So make sure you get that, get ready for that. If you're not subbed already and you want yourself some of that action, well, time to get yourself subscribed. Guys, the top left side is KeeN, our Blue Terran player. He's gone for, well, a Reaper-based expansion. While Classic has gone double gas, he spawns bottom left. He is the red Protoss. Double gas and immediately a proxy Stargate cross map once again. And for the second game in a row in Whirlwind, it's not going to immediately find his opponent in the cross spawn, unfortunately. You will see his opponent top left though, so we'll see what his response to this is going to be, see how he changes things up a little bit. As we're going to be seeing this probe just moving around, Classic, scouting out, and again, I mean, does he get super aggressive? Does he expand behind this? What exactly is his plan in the PvT with this proxy Stargate strategy? Obviously, it's very different to the PvP, just in terms of how the matchup plays out and how proxy Stargate plays out. So, I mean, that's all it goes without saying. So, does he just add on 2 more gates and pressure? Does he just go for this? He's got an adept over here. Yeah, I guess that was the probe that just got shut down. So probe going down is actually a bit of a pain because now he doesn't get a pylon up to kind of harass with the mothership core. KeeN's actually looking pretty safe. 2 Marines are going to pop out of this reactor. He just needs to make sure he has enough units to deal with the incoming Oracle. And he does have a Widow Mine on the way up, so he should be okay. You know, this should work out for him. You see this mothership core going to help targeting down this depot. Just going to start targeting this down, and just looking to see what's going to happen. We can see mothership core right now. Obviously, the idea is it can try and pick off some Marines, and by picking off these Marines, there's less anti-air to actually then deal with the Oracle. Classic should not fly straight in here because he saw that Widow Mine burrowing. A big mistake by Classic. Absolute disaster for him in game number 1. That was absolutely crazy. Like, he saw that, he saw that Widow Mine burrow, and he really should have known this. Like, this was truly Classic's mistake and nothing else. He can only blame himself for that. As we're going to be seeing another Oracle popping out here. Classic will try and get a bit more damage done. Cyclone on the way up. I mean, Cyclone doesn't even do that much anymore, though. The Mothership Core should die. Come on, Mothership Core. How broken can you be? Not even when you're meant to die do you die. That's a pretty nice little save there very quickly from Classic, to be fair. I was just going to see this Oracle from Classic coming in again and just picking off a couple of these workers. So 2 workers, 3 workers picked off, a 4th one as well. So 4 workers picked. I mean, the Cyclone locks on, but guess what? Cyclones don't do very much anti-air damage anymore, so the Oracle gets pushed back, but very slowly. Does KeeN not know where his opponent is just yet? No, he scoured top right, but he never got bottom left. So he scans bottom right just to try and see. And he is not in... I guess he isn't just looking for where his opponent is. He actually really wants to try and get a scout in the main to see what else is going on. But, well, he actually sent the Reaper bottom left. So I guess he'll get in here now. He'll see that the robot facility is on the way up. And he does just continue to pick up some further information. So KeeN actually looking pretty good. Did he actually see the robo, though? It is over to the left side. He didn't. So actually he doesn't know what the composition sort of follow-up here is. He doesn't know what sort of tech tree his opponent is heading on in towards. As you see these 2 Phoenix and the Oracle moving forward, having a little bit of a look to see what's up. Widow Mine again gets a connection. Onto the Phoenix as we're going to be seeing this Viking just getting repaired up. It's going to start targeting the Oracle down. 5 workers killed, and it's again Classic getting good damage done in the early stages against KeeN. this has been kind of a continuous thing for the last 5 minutes or so. Despite Classic kind of losing our first Oracle and so on, he's still been finding a good amount of worker kills, and you know, he's killed 14 workers at this point. There's actually a lot of workers to lose by 5 minutes in the game. So Classic needs to be, well, taking advantage of this. I think KeeN needs to be a bit more cautious. I mean, whenever there's a proxy Stargate or a Stargate in general this fast, I do feel it's always worth getting the turrets. Even if you feel as though you're defending with mines, one turret in each mineral line just saves you from any further trouble throughout the game. And honestly, for the most part, it's probably going to be useful anyways against Dark Templar later in the game too. So you already have that up, and it's just an added little bonus. Just going to be seeing this Oracle continue to move around here. Going to be seeing this Phoenix to the left-hand side is Classic again, just scouting around, seeing what's up, seeing what's happening. 2 racks get added on by KeeN as well, so he goes up to 3 racks in total. Starport has a reactor on it, Factory building a reactor too. Unclear whether that's going to be, well, probably is for this racks, because there's nowhere else this racks can build an add-on, unless it floats onto this. I mean, it could float away, but this is just going to be a reactor for the racks. So we get to see sort of what the composition will be from KeeN. The TVP compositions have been changing a little bit. People have been playing some marine tanky sort of comps, whereas obviously recently we'd be expecting, or before the patch we would have been expecting more Widowmine based compositions. So a little bit here, there and everywhere. These 2 racks going to be finishing up. The factory just move away and we'll see what add-on is going to be. Tech Lab or Reactor. Again, it's a big telltale sign as to how the game continues and what sort of, again, composition the Terran player plays. Classic with so much map control though. Like, I look at his vision here, left hand side, the front of his opponent's base, I mean random Stargate on the right, third base up. Like, he's got so much vision of the map that it's going to be very difficult for KeeN to realistically attack him in any way which really catches him off guard, as he is going to go into tank production. Tech Lab finishes on the factory, and again this is going to be yeah, this is going to be kind of with this factory kind of finishing the Tech Lab. He's going to be able to go into more siege tanks. He's going to be able to really kind of go for one very strong push, and actually on Whirlwind it can be very powerful. I guess if we look over here, you know, a lot of low ground which you can position the tanks on while pushing up into the third base, you can actually be very effective. So we'll be looking to see if that's something that KeeN looks to utilize here. We're going to see a scan comes down. We see the Observer picked off as well. So you see just building up the front. Natural expansion is on the way up, and yeah, natural expansion on the way up. Not too much else to it. 3 more gateways getting added on it as well by Classic. A few extra probes, the +1 weapons coming into play, and the blink upgrade going to be finishing up very, very shortly as well. So blink going to finish very soon, and that's going to be that. A few more stalkers warping on in. Classic. With enough units here to just sit and be steady. It'll be interesting. I mean, when does KeeN want to attack? Maybe just with combat shields. +1 will be finished well before then, so probably will be what he's waiting for. Just find that Observer overhead. I mean, he's already picked up a lot of information though. Third base timing, but you know that KeeN hasn't moved out for this long as well is obviously good information to also have. Knowing when your opponent's just going to be sat at home is always a big benefit. Oracle comes in, you see an SCV going down, and again the CC just going to be delayed slightly. So just Classic still poking away, and I really do like the way Classic's playing. Like, I feel as though everything he's doing is putting him into great positions. As his Twilight Council already has upgraded Blink, he's got Resonate Glaives now, the +1 comes in. KeeN will clean up the Stargate to the top right, but at this point you don't really need the Stargate for anything else. I mean, getting an Oracle out every now and then might be nice. Of course, even better, just don't lose the Oracle you already have, so you can use that to just keep on revelating your opponent's army, and so on. And by the time you get late game and you want maybe an Oracle again, or it's super essential to have an Oracle for like Tempest, well, you've got Tempest, you've already got kind of an army ready to go, right? So you've seen this War Prism continue to move up the left hand side for Adepts inside, as we see now. It is Classic to move into the center of the map. Now there's a large drop to the south, and that's KeeN's opportunity to maybe run in and get some real damage done, but there's so many pre-warning systems in place for Classic. I mean, this panel will tell him that he's going to be having to pull back very quickly. I mean, there's so many things going on. War Prism has been picked off though, and that's always a big part of this as well. It means that KeeN doesn't have to focus so much back at home on his defense of that kind of harassment in his main base consistently throughout the game, and that's really nice because the War Prism threat is a large one, so being able to nullify that early is really, really sweet. These 2 Liberators are going to move forward. We're going to be seeing one sieging up over here, one sieging up just to the left hand side a little bit as well. I'm just going to be seeing these 3 Marines from KeeN still just gathering together just beneath these medevacs. Single Adept moving around as well. And yeah, I mean, +2/+1 is on the way from KeeN also, so +1 army about to finish, meaning that he's going to be on 1/1 upgrades in total. is very similar to what the pros player is on. You know, +2, +1 on the way from him as well. His +2 is actually a bit further away from a bit close to finishing than his +1 armor is. So, I mean, slight differences between the players, but yeah, overall pretty even. And Classic's still just playing like a very gateway heavy style. You know, not even Immortals mixed in here, like one Immortal, but mostly just Adept Stalker. Look how much Adept Stalker he has. You still see like 3 Medivacs units down to this bottom right, and that's a lot of units to have out of position. You know, it's a lot of supply he just has sitting to the lower right side of things. Adepts begin to shade on forwards. A couple of pros starting to go down. We're just going to see blinking in. I mean, the Adepts commit forwards as well. The tank's starting to fall also. 2 Immortals and 1 Archon in the back, but they've not even connected on anything just yet. But KeeN is starting to lose so much. We see Marines and Marauders going down all over the place. And as these units are going to keep on pushing forwards, we're going to see a couple of Widow Mines get cleaned out towards the front as well. And well, that was a very decisive attack here by Classic. Does just have to find a way to defend this third base. Well, I mean, if the third base goes down, that's fine, but he just has to stop this at some point. These Adepts are actually doing a pretty good job. Look at this, Marines going down one at a time. And yeah, the third base falls, but not really enough left as we see him continue to push forwards here on the other side of the map. He's gonna... I hope he doesn't blink forwards, actually, because that might be a way he loses this. The blink gives him so much utility to work with. It really gives him sort of safety net with this army. Now we're going to be seeing the natural expansion again taken down. There's the GG. Classic ticks game number 1. Looks very good while doing so, you know. Look at cheer. Cheer, 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 cheer. And of course another way you can support. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a little bit. I didn't mean to actually go on so much about that. I got carried away. I apologize. Top left, our red town player is going to be KeeN coming in here. Game 2 of the series, he's down by 1. Let's see if he can bounce back. As to the bottom right hand side, our blue pros player, it is going to be Classic. Yeah, guys, I've got my hood up because it is pretty chilly in this room. Like, it's really chilly in this room, so I'm trying to, like, not freeze to death is my sort of game plan right now. So, that's happening. That's why my hood's up. Yeah, it's a little bit cool. It's not too cold, though. It's just a little bit cool. It's really cool in here. Like, they have all the machines to do, like, everything properly. Sorry, I shouldn't turn around so much because you won't be able to hear me, but it's pretty cool in here. It's so nice. They were like, oh yeah, you can use this room. I was like, nice, awesome, thanks. And they were like, wait, we're going to set up the lights for you. So I was like, man, you don't have to bother putting light on my face. No one wants to see my face. But they put like a nice little pink light in the back and dimmed the rest of the lights so that it's like nice and pretty and a little bit more interesting, you know. So that's pretty cool. But man, I tell you what, the studio is sick. Like the studio next door. You tell you what, I'll go Snapchat that later. When I get out of here, when I'm done casting, you can check out the Snapchat. WardiXO on Snapchat. WardiXO. And I will snap you guys the studio that we're going to be on tonight because it looks amazing. It actually looks so much better in real life than it does on the show. That's something they're actually working to fix because they want it to look good in the show. And it does look amazing. Like, it looks really, really good. So I'll Snapchat that later on. Definitely worth checking out as actually our organizer of the event is going to lag out of this right now. The official SGL account is gone. Oh, no way. I don't believe what I've just seen. Is that real life? Okay guys, we're going to resume here in a moment too. Sorry, it's just answering crank. Just answering crank. There we go. We resume into this, guys. Whoa, the subs! What's happening? What's going on? Kellerzer subscribed. That's what I was getting excited about. My main man, Diego. This guy's heard about the Wardy Blessed and he wants a piece of it. Thank you so much, Kellerzer. And then Dolly Ghost with the sub as well. The sub train. Choo choo. Let's go, guys. Let's get a sub train. Boom. Let's roll it. Let's roll it out. Sub train all the way to 5,000. Perfect. Brilliant. I'm joking. Thank you so much for the subs, guys. Appreciate it. Really, really do. Can we see some SGL shots in the chat again? Kellerzer, my man. How you doing? And Dolly Ghost as well. And the cheer 5 coming in from Nappy420. Thank you very much as well. Do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All you guys being very nice. All of you guys so kind tonight. Membership call just out here from Classic, as we're going to be seeing the command center from KeeN. Just building up on the natural expansion. Early game on Echo has been fairly standard despite lagging out in the early stages, so that's happening right now. Going to be seeing this tech lab come up from the factory. So very fast tech in towards siege tanks here, and probably KeeN looking for a very early push with a few Marines, siege tank, and medevac. Unless he's going to do something crazy like swap the starport onto a tech lab. Fast Raven could be a possibility, actually. That's something we could see here, but you know, it's something that we've seen in the past in TVP, like a Raven, but like this early in the game, I don't know. Not that ridiculous though. Anyways, we're going to be seeing this rubber facility going to be finishing up. So as the rubber facility finishes on up, we're going to see the observer coming on into play, and again another gateway just building too. So a couple of gates coming up. Robo-based expansion, like, very interesting. Usually you see Twilight Robo, but just the Robo here from Classic. We'll see how it turns out for him. Has to be a War Prism soon, I think, to get onto the map and start pressuring a little bit with this, especially as his extra gates finish up in the very near future. So heading towards that, and we just sit back, wait and see. Observer coming out from Classic, going to start heading towards the upper left-hand side. We have a handful of units over here from KeeN, a few Marines. Did he spot this Observer? Because this Observer will obviously spot this army. Oh, I like that. Putting on the high ground just so it's maybe a little bit less visible. And there's a lot of units. The tank with SCVs inside as well, and the medevac. Going to make life very difficult here. Here we go. And he's just going to bunker on the low ground, push forward, so you try and bunker on the high ground. Once he gets rid of this tank, then maybe he's going to make this a very difficult position to break, though. In Classic, well, what's his response going to be? I don't really know what his response is to this right now. We see this pylon taking quite a bit of damage already. It's going to go down. Man, tanks take so much. I think the one thing that really surprised me when I see tanks doing damage nowadays is not the damage they do against units, but what really makes me notice the buff of damage is the damage they do against those pylons and everything else, you know? Like, that's when I really realized that, man, you know, this tank is doing so much more damage than they ever used to. Middle of the map, a single adept intercepts the second tank. I mean, slowing it down is pretty nice. Overcharge will deflect this bunker. We may want to bunker up this side. It's going to be interesting. Actually, we do see this Immortal coming out. Very nice place by KeeN, realizing that sort of timing was coming in, or saw the Immortal. Nice response to pull his tank back, because obviously leaving the tanks in the front against an Immortal is not a super smart idea. As we're seeing these two tanks here. Now the Liberator as well, that helps a lot in this position, as I guess KeeN will probably move his tanks a bit further forwards once again. I mean, with the Liberator here as well, and target fire, and these Immortals will go down pretty quickly. A few more Stalkers warping into the natural expansion here as Classic. So looking for a way to defend against this. Nothing really across the map. KeeN just building up into, well, a lot more barracks. No sign of a third base just yet, though, so that's always worth keeping in mind. The lack of a third base means that he's obviously wanting to be a lot more aggressive than you might have originally expected, as we're going to be seeing Classic. Is this his time to go? It looks as though it is. The Liberator's on siege. It's going to go down, I think, before it actually gets a chance to get a shot off. Now the tanks will fall as well super quickly. KeeN is going to get cleaned on out, and Classic looks brilliant here as Marines continue to drop down dead. So nice cleanup here from Classic, as he is going to be able to do. He's just going to be able to clean everything up just like that. You see his Adepts shading forwards. You see one Marine just going to lift up into that medevac and trying to retreat, but Classic, I mean, I guess he just goes full on counterattack. He doesn't actually have a Warp Prism yet, so you can't reinforce this super easily. His Immortals trailing behind as they're not able to shade across. Can you imagine if Immortals had Adept shades? Man, that'd be such a fun mod to play. Every unit has a Adept shade ability. That'd be so sick. Stalkers here are going to get rid of this Liberator as well, as we're going to be seeing. Oh my god, the Liberator actually gets repaired, so the Stalkers go down. KeeN will defend this. Classic getting a little bit overzealous by shading all the way into the natural, I think, there. And now just Immortals left over. They have to back away. Oh wow, losing the Stalkers to that Liberator was a big deal, and that's the effect of not having a Warp Prism. With a Warp Prism there, he would have definitely warped in a few more Stalkers already and taken that Liberator down. But without the Warp Prism, it becomes a much different scenario. As we're going to be seeing the two Immortals just going over to the left. Do see it actually passing through that Liberator, so both players aware of the Warp Prism / Liberator play, which is coming in from their opponents. And Classic still just looking to see what his response to this is going to be. Forge is on the way up currently from Classic. A Blink upgrade is going to be finishing very shortly as well. Two more gateways coming down, and well, KeeN again just sort of repositioning his Liberator every now and then to see what's up. Adepts in the main base though, and well, with these Immortals as well, they're already doing a lot of damage. 5 workers killed and more to come. He's actually going to get cancel on Stim. Does the repair go down? No, it doesn't. Even combat shields could be a major issue here. Oh, he can cancel, like, there's so much he could kill off. He gets another depot. Probably the safer choice. These Adepts are doing a lot of damage onto these SCVs. The tank is firing. But I mean, the Adepts just back away and they can continue to work from behind the mineral line. Just damage all over the place by Classic, who's already a game up and is looking to take the series 2-0 and to move to 2-0 in this group with Innovation left to play. It's exactly the sort of position he wants to be in. As we're going to be seeing these few Marines tank, a few medevacs starting to move out from KeeN down towards the lower right hand side. Look to see what's up and what's happening here in the next few moments. Resonating Glaives is on the way, 25% of the way done already. So that's the next stage of this from Classic. I can't believe he's gone so far without Glaives. He does have Blink though, which is obviously a very important upgrade to have as well in the early game of PvT. Blink helps so much. I mean, with Blink you can shut down drop play, you can help against the early Liberators. All of it's so nice. He's going to pick off this one Liberator here right at the front already. And again, without Stim, this army of KeeN is just not even slightly terrifying at all. Like, you know, it's just so lackluster. And these Stalkers, they can start blinking back. He's actually not going to just yet. The Adepts coming in. He needs a few Adepts maybe to start doing some tanking. The Immortals drop in from the left-hand side. That's a great way for them to get rid of that Siege tank quickly. Now it's just Stimulus Marines against Adept, Stalker, Immortal like. And the numbers go the way of Classic. Although the upgrade does go the way of KeeN. But yeah, the upgrades, the numbers in general go the way of Classic. And I think that'll be enough. Eventually, Stalkers will start to pick away at the Medivacs as well. Might even have been worth going for the Medivacs a little bit sooner. A little bit micro, trying to keep these Stalkers alive. A few more Stalkers come in. Blinking forwards now as the Marines try and get away. And as he takes down the Medivacs, KeeN knows that this is over. GG's, Classic with the 2-0 to take a 2-0 lead in this group.